In Samyutta Nikaya 45.34, Pāraṅgamasutta, the Buddha isn't giving scattered advice. He is laying out the architecture of crossing. Let's walk through it carefully. The framework. The 8 that lead beyond the Buddha begins plainly. These 8 qualities, when developed and cultivated, lead from the near shore to the far shore. Those 8 are the Noble Eightfold Path. 1. Right view. 2. Right intention. 3. Right speech. 4. Right action. 5. Right livelihood. 6. Right effort. 7. Right mindfulness. 8. Right concentration. This corresponds to the Arya Athangika Magga found throughout the Nikayas, especially in Samyutta Nikaya 45, Magga Samyutta. Notice something important. He does not say they describe reality. He says they lead across. They are functional, directional, transitional. They are not metaphysical statements. They are instruments of crossing. Few cross over. Few among humans are those who go to the far shore. The rest run along this shore. This image is profound. Most people rearrange their lives, improve their circumstances, refine their opinions, adjust their identities, but they stay on this shore, the shore of appropriation, identification, clinging. Running along the bank is not crossing. What is the far shore? In the Nikayas, far shore, para, consistently refers to liberation, the ending of birth and death, makuteya. This imagery appears elsewhere, such as in Sutta Nipata and in the raft simile of Majjhima Nikaya 22, Alagaddapama Sutta. The far shore is not another realm. It is freedom from clinging, freedom from appropriation, freedom from identification. Abandon the dark, cultivate the bright. Abandon the dark Dhamma, cultivate the bright. Dark, kanham Dhamma, greed, hatred, delusion, appropriation. Bright, sukha, non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion, letting go. This echoes the root structure taught in Majjhima Nikaya 9, Samadhithi Sutta. Skillful and unskillful are rooted in mental conditions. This is not moralism. It is energetic structure. From home to homelessness. Leaving the dwelling for the non-dwelling. Oka anokam agama. This is deeper than physical renunciation. Dwelling means psychological resting place, identity base, self-location. Non-dwelling is the mind that does not settle into I am this. This connects directly with the teaching on non-clinging in Samyutta Nikaya 12, Dependent Origination Cycle. Purify the mind of defilements. The wise one should cleanse the mind of mental stains. Here we see your familiar theme. Citta-klesa, mental stains, upakulesa. The path is not belief. It is purification through ethical restraint, guarding the senses, mindfulness, concentration, insight into non-appropriation. This is structural cleansing. Mindfulness is one of the most misread terms in modern Buddhism. When I used it, I did not mean relaxation, bare attention, stress reduction, present moment aesthetic appreciation. I meant something very precise from the Nikayas. What mindfulness means here. The Pali word is sati. In the context of Samyutta Nikaya 45.34, it refers to right mindfulness, samasati, one factor of the Noble Eightfold Path. Right mindfulness is defined in the 4 foundations of mindfulness, especially in Majjhima Nikaya 10, Satipatthana Sutta, and Digha Nikaya 22. But structurally, it means something very specific. The capacity to remember the frame that prevents appropriation. Not remembering the past. Remembering the Dhamma frame. Sati is not just noticing in the Nikayas. Sati has 2 critical functions. It keeps the object in view. You do not drift. You do not get swept away. You stay with what is present. It prevents taking up, adiganan. This is the deeper function. Sati prevents, this is mine, this is me, this is what I am. That is why it is part of purification. How mindfulness cleanses structurally. In the purification sequence, ethical restraint stabilizes behavior. Guarding the senses reduces influx. Mindfulness prevents internal appropriation. Concentration stabilizes non-fragmentation. Insight sees non-ownership clearly. Mindfulness is the hinge. Without sati, perception turns into appropriation. With sati, perception remains perception. This is why in dependent origination, see Samyutta Nikaya 12, contact normally leads to feeling craving, clinging. But with mindfulness present, that chain is interrupted. Not by force, by clarity. A more precise way to say it. Mindfulness here means non-forgetfulness of the nature of phenomena as conditioned, unstable, and not self. It is remembering. This is a feeling. This is perception. This is just contact. This is not mine. That remembering keeps the mind from settling into a dwelling. And remember, in Pāraṅgamasutta, crossing requires leaving the dwelling. Mindfulness is what stops you from building another one. Why this is structural cleansing? Because defilements do not survive in a mind that clearly sees what is arising, does not forget the Dhamma frame, does not identify with what is known. Greed requires, I need this. Hatred requires, this threatens me. Delusion requires, this is me. Mindfulness weakens all three at the root. That is cleansing. Delight in letting go. Delighting in relinquishment of grasping. Adana patinasaga, relinquishment of taking up. This is critical. The crossing happens not by accumulating wisdom, but by ceasing to take up. Not adding, not constructing, not identifying. The culmination. Those whose minds are well developed in the factors of awakening, delighting in non-clinging, are radiant and fully quenched in this very world. The final image, radiance, jutimanto. Parinibbutta, completely cooled. This echoes the awakening factors, bojjhanga, especially as taught throughout Samyutta Nikaya 46. Notice, the sutta begins with path factors. It ends with awakening factors. That is the arc: practice, purification, non-clinging, release. Structural summary. This sutta gives us 5 layers of instruction. 1. Cultivate the Eightfold Path. 2. Understand that most stay on the near shore. 3. Abandon dark mental structures. Cultivate bright ones. 4. Leave psychological dwelling, identity bases. 5. Delight in relinquishment, leading to non-clinging and full cooling. It is not a poetic encouragement. It is a complete structural map of transition, from appropriation to non-appropriation.